So Ezibuy Limited is a leader in the apparel and retail homeware space. We still mail around 23 million catalogues a year, and we process around 1.75 million orders. We have a 50-50 geographical split between for our customers between Australia and New Zealand. Most of those customers shop with us online and through our contact centre, and then the rest in 6 retail stores spread across New Zealand. So we have a primary and a backup for pretty much everything that we do here. Because we are the shop window for IT, so we take the incoming phone calls for incident management, and we also run all the way through to network infrastructure and application support. My 5 guys, they've each got an area of expertise. So you've got a senior network guy, then you'd have a server guy, and then you've got the guys that kind of manage the day-to-day admin. But all of my guys answer calls, so I expect that of everyone. We all need to pitch in as and when required. So when I first moved in, the first thing we looked at was the incident management side of things, because that's kind of our bread and butter. So ServiceDesk Plus was the first product we looked at. I found it really easy to use, quite intuitive, and there was really no need for me to look elsewhere for anything other than that. As I progressed through and got a bit more time under my belt, we looked at how we manage the SLAs, which obviously ManageEngine ServiceDesk Plus is able to do for us, and then moving on finally to the media bits like project management and change control. So that all kind of sits within the ServiceDesk Plus module, which is great because it's kind of one pane of glass for us to work with. We had a financial audit. The guys came in and they were like, "Hey, look, what's your starters and leavers process? It's really important to make sure that any new starters are authorised correctly and they've got the right access. And similarly, when someone leaves the company, we don't want to leave that access orphaned where potentially we could hit a security issue." So it's fair to say that we weren't really doing what we should have done on that. So we used ServiceDesk Plus to write templates and automate a lot of that process for us, so that we had the approval from the manager. And then we also linked the HR termination process into ServiceDesk Plus, so that it kind of automates part of it there. And that's what I was inferring earlier with ADManager. It's kind of the next step for us to be able to completely take that process away and automate it, and then we don't have to worry about it till it ticks an audit box and it's good to go. The other products that we've used are AD Audit, which has been really good for us because we changed our Wi-Fi system recently, and that meant that all our staff that wanted to use Wi-Fi had to log on using their AD credentials, and that actually caused a lot of lockouts. People couldn't remember their passwords, people were kind of locking them out. So AD Audit was a great tool to be able to drill down and look at individuals, where they're locking out and what the actual problem was. So that was a really good product. Then obviously I mentioned the Wi-Fi issues that we have. AD Audit, it's always a good tool. Not that we're always fighting with our users, but when they can't remember their password, we do get into a situation where they're kind of saying that it's our fault. So it's good to have AD Audit to back us up to see that it's actually them incorrectly entering their password because they've been away for the weekend or whatever and can't remember it. So that's kind of where ManageEngine kind of sits across those kind of things and really helps us out. So one of the areas that I look after is contract renewal and going out to market for new products. And this is something that I thought about before today, is that as and when a contract comes up for renewal, I always look at what's out there, what can be benefited, whether or not we can get something cheaper, whether or not there's something out there that will do a better job and give us a better ROI. I've never felt I needed to do that with the ManageEngine suite. It's been in place before I was here, but I've had 5 years to turn around and say, actually, no, we want to move to something else. And I've done that with a lot of other vendors. I think the testimony there is the fact that I feel like I'm getting my value for money. I feel like the product does exactly what they said it was going to do, and I'm more than happy with it. As I said earlier, a product that sits in the background and kind of just ticks away and I don't have to water and feed it every day is great for IT, because I don't want to spend time fixing my own software when I've got a job to fix everyone else's. So having that product there that's reliable and I can rely on is awesome for me.